Hey guys, Swatch Reloading here. Today we're going to talk about the other green beast in my reloading room, and that is the Redding T7. And what I really like about this press is that it's so versatile. I mean, you get 7 stations on one turret that you can set up multiple calibers for on one turret. The action on this press is like glass. I mean, it's silky smooth. You have onboard priming. There's also an upgraded magazine primer tube that I have sitting here on this press. But I mean, the possibilities with this press are endless, and it's one of my favorite presses to use. The other cool feature about the Redding T7, not only is it super accurate, super precise, you can swap out these turret heads real quick. And what makes it really, flexible is having multiple turrets set up with all your dies or all your different processes. And it's as simple as taking one bolt out, swapping turrets back and forth, so changeovers are really quick. So I'm going to give you guys kind of a quick tour of my Redding T7, how I set it up, and what I like to use it for, and we're just going to take it from there. So stick around. Okay, so my T7 is set up on this bench. In this bench I do most of my precision style reloading. I mean, I got an electronic powder measure here. I've got my funnels and my tools and things like that. So I have everything kind of set up right here. But you'll notice my T7 is mounted up off the bench because I like to reload as I'm standing. So I've got it on an inline fabrication mount. This is their Ultra mount, so it's the tallest one they make. And I have it on one of the quick change plates, so I can move this press from bench to bench as I see fit. Now, along with the Ultra mount, I have the Acro bin attachment here from Inline Fabrication, which makes it really nice. I got these in green to kind of color coordinate with my press. Sometimes I get a little OCD about that stuff, but that's all stuff you can pick up from Inline Fabrication. Dan over at Inline is a great guy. He can get you hooked up. Just tell him what you need, and he can make it happen. Now, in my Acro bins, I've got some home-built Acro bin dams here to kind of, if I want to put a little more in there than they'll physically hold, that kind of helps out. And if you guys have any questions about these, you can pick these up. Most, I think Dan sells these over at Inline Fab, but you can totally make your own. I've got some measurements if you guys want to cut out your own. If you got some tin laying around, you can make that happen yourself. So of course, here on my press, I like to keep everything always lit. I've got good lighting down here, as you can see, but again, I use these flexible drill press lights. Just lights things up, so as I'm running this Redding, I can see how things are going. I can look inside of cases, and it's just the way to go in my opinion. Now, one thing you guys are going to notice on my Redding here, I have the slide bar primer system, and it works fantastic. Basically, it's going to come with a pickup tube and a protective shroud. So once you get your primers loaded up in, you're going to drop them in the slide bar assembly, install your protective shield, and what makes it nice is as you're running, you can do your primer install and you're not having to individually place primers in there. It does pick up the pace a little bit, but the lever style system that Redding has that comes with the press is spot on. I had no adjustments to make, but I wanted to try to make things a little bit more efficient with this upgrade here. So that's why we have the linear slide bar assembly. And I've got a video on this install a few months ago, 6 months ago or so. But check that out if you're interested in upgrading your priming system on your Redding T7. All right, so what makes the T7 is the turret head. And this turret head will hold 7 different tools at once, 7 different dies. So the options that you can do with this are endless. And what's nice, I mean, the indexing on this press, I mean, it is super smooth. There is a ball bearing detent on the back side, and the engagement from station to station is very positive, and it gives you a lot of feedback as you're running. So you get that positive stop, as you're cycling the press, and it's pretty amazing. Also, the handle that comes with it, a lot of your other turrets are going to have maybe 1 spot or 2 spots. This press comes with 3 different spots. You can put the turret handle, and to be honest, it still gets a little cumbersome. I know there's guys making upgraded turret handles. Loads of bacon for one with the Reloaders Network. Hooked me up with this, and it makes the turret function even better because you can rotate this around from station, you know, one of 7 different options. And as you guys start running on the turret, you'll realize that handle location makes a difference on how effectively you can reload, or how the ease of use is based off your sequence of dies and so on. So check those handles out right here with the Reloaders Network. But you know, as far as a turret operation, silky smooth, positive engagement with that D10 on the backside, super nice. Now, operation on the T7. Now, this is where opinions are going to vary. A lot of guys think of using the turret to set it up to, you know, do their size and decap. They'll put a powder measure here, do their powder, seat, and crimp. Now, I am not a fan, or I'm not an advocate of putting a powder measure in the T7. I just don't think, in my opinion, this was intended for case-activated powder drops. And I think you run the risk of maybe missing a step. But that, again, guys, that's my opinion. But how I use this is I will do my seat, or I'm sorry, my size and decap, put my powder in, and then I'm going to index over. I'm going to do my seat and crimp. And I'm going to work this turret back and forth, just like this, going through that process. And that's where you really benefit from a turret, say, you know, over a single stage is you've got all your dies set up, so you can do multiple steps at once. And, you know, like for example, when I'm sizing, you know, usually I'll have like back here my indicator installed so I can size and then go ahead and check my headspace with my instant indicator. So, I mean, the level of precision that you can get with a turret, especially like the Redding T7, it's amazing how much precision you can get with the efficiency that will work in with a turret. All right, so if you really want to step up your efficiency in loading on a turret, whether it's the T7 or a different model, what's nice is you can have multiple turrets set up with different processes or different dies, and changing these out on the T7 could not get any simpler. You just need one tool, and this is a 5/16 Allen key, and we're just going to place it in the center bolt in the middle of the turret, and we're just going to loosen it up just like so. I'm going to get it loose. I'm going to take this handle off here because behind this turret is a spring-loaded ball detent, so we need to be mindful of that. So all we're going to do is we're going to loosen this center bolt up like so, keeping some downward pressure on the turret head, again, because that's spring-loaded underneath there. But once we get it all the way unthreaded, we're going to take the center bolt and pin assembly out, set it aside, and we're going to be very gentle here, lifting the turret up, being mindful of that spring-loaded ball detent right there. You can see that ball bearing right there. It's under spring pressure. So we're going to set that back on the spring. And something else to note, guys, these bushings that are inside this turret head right here, these are machine specific to this turret head. So always keep this bushing with this turret head. It's very important. So now we're going to set this turret aside. And to put our new turret on, we're going to make sure we have the bushing that goes with this turret. And we're going to place it on top of the head assembly, making sure there's no debris or anything here. I always keep a good amount of oil on there, lubrication, but we're going to pay attention how we set this down, and we're going to try to set this detent ball into place, centering up our turret head. We're going to grab our bolt, and it's a machined bolt here with a surface that has some lubrication on it, some grease. We're going to set that down the center of the turret, put down some downward pressure, and we're just going to get it started threaded by hand. Okay? Then we're going to take our Allen key and go ahead and start threading this down into position. Okay guys, as we're buttoning this up, we want to make sure that it's threading in nice and smoothly. You've got quite a few threads to chase here, so it's going to take a little bit of time, but once you get it into position, you want to make sure that you get your detent ball centered up in the spring and it's rotating as it should. And then it doesn't take a lot of torque. Let me get the handle in here. It doesn't take a lot of torque, but you want to make sure that it's snug. Okay? So once we got it in place there, you can see this turret spins, good positive engagement, and we're ready to rock on to the next process. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed this little introduction to my Redding T7 here I have. And you know, I've made the statement before, if I could only have one press in my reloading room, and things I would consider is how efficient or how quickly I can process rounds, how accurately I can process rounds, and ease of use and changeovers. And as much as I absolutely love that XL 750, I mean, as far as a progressive goes, it is hard to beat. And the amount of ammunition you can put out very quickly of high quality on the Dillon is wow, it's very hard to beat. But if I had to pick one, if I could only keep one press, it would definitely be my Redding T7. And let me explain why. When it comes to changing calibers, it's just changing dies. If I have multiple turrets, that gets even quicker. There's no special conversion kits I need to buy. There's no tool heads I need to buy. I can get it all done right here as long as I have the dies. As far as precision goes, it is right up there. I mean, I reload precision ammunition off this press all the time, and the consistency, the repeatability, and accuracy that you can achieve on a T7 using it correctly and using the tools that are available, it's very hard to beat. The other thing I really like about this press, you know, is it is silky smooth. It is a heavy piece of cast iron, American made by Redding. I mean, it is silky smooth, operates very nice. It feels of high quality, but you know, it is on the pricier side of some of the turrets. I know that there's other options out there. RCBS makes a turret, the Lyman 8, which I don't have any experience on yet, which I'm really hoping to get my hands on one here pretty soon. Seems like a great turret. There's also a local company here in Ohio, Area 419's making the Zero turret, but you're talking, you know, $1,000, $1,500 press. So that's a whole nother animal when it comes to reloading. But the Redding T7 is, again, one of my favorite presses. And if you're in the market for a turret, you really can't go wrong. But you know, when it comes to equipment in general, man, the competition is so awesome. There's so many options out there, and the various companies just makes life so much better for us in the reloading community because we have options and there's a market, and that's a good thing. So if you guys would, if you have any questions about the T7 or how I have it set up, or if there's any, you know, tech that or issues that you're having, please feel free to hit me up on my email at Squatch Reloading. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Squatch Reloading as well. Of course, all these videos right here and on the Reloaders Network. So until next time, guys, God bless.